Hello, hello everybody. I hope your Christmas was wonderful. It is actually the day after Christmas today and I am back to work. I was a bad sister and we went to my mom's Christmas, which is an hour away, a couple of days ago. Brought everything, food, gifts, all the stuff. And then we had spent probably a couple of hours there and then we were getting ready to give gifts. And I was like, wait a minute, where is my little brother's gift? And I looked at Joe and I was like, did you already give it to him? And he was like, no. And I was like, you're joking, right? I was like, you're actually joking. And he wasn't. We had forgotten my little brother's gift. So I promised him that I would bring it today. So I am going to make a detour today back to my mom's and give him this gift. Because again, I'm a bad sister and somehow left his gift at home. What kind of gifts did you guys get for Christmas? I know that Christmas is not about gifts, but since we're already chit-chatting, you know, friend to friend here, what did you guys get? What are you happy about? Is there anything that was on your list that like you're gonna really use? You got me this thumb ring. I've been wanting one forever and I finally got one and it is super cute. It's a little gold one and it kind of goes along with my ring. That was probably one of my favorites. And then Joe also got me a spiral Bible, which is another thing I've been wanting for in a while. Have you guys heard of a spiral Bible? You should look them up if you haven't. If you're somebody who reads the Bible, really cool concept. They are kind of pricey, but like I said, I've been holding out to get one. Finally got one for Christmas and excited to start using it. Let me know what you guys got that you're excited about down below. I've been working on trying to give myself a lot more time for content creation. That was actually one of my goals for 2024 and I did not achieve that. In fact, I would say I have about the same amount of time that I did last year for content creation. And right now it's just something that when I have extra time, I do. With the addition of making content for Reseller's Edge, I have had to kind of make YouTube and Instagram a little bit of a back burner. It's just something that I do whenever I do have extra time, but I'm getting back into the swing of things because I need dedicated time to make content. And so we have started transitioning some of our employees to start taking over some of the tasks that I would normally be doing. And it has been going wonderful. We're only about a week in and hopefully by the end of this week, we'll be able to set them free and let them do the things on their own, which is going to free up a lot of my time. I'm excited to bring you guys more content and give you as much information as I possibly can to help you guys grow your reselling businesses alongside of me. Forgot my reusable bag. It happens like every time. And they have a new rack, which means I can figure out the new color, which is green. And we also have a cart here. So I'm gonna look through these shoes. Sometimes some good stuff is buried under here. Okay, I found a backpack on that cart. And since it is all over branded, I'm gonna give it a look up. I've never heard of this before, but backpacks are usually good pickups. Apparently this is a YouTuber, didn't know that, who doesn't have a good enough following on eBay, so I'm gonna leave that behind. All right, pay attention to this bag because there is a lesson to be learned here. I did comps on this and I actually had about 100% sell-through rate for these bags as a whole, so I end up putting it in my cart at first. Okay, is it just me or is this screaming like fairy Y2K with the velvets? They only want $2.19 and it is an Old Navy, appears to be Y2K. I think we're gonna get it. Pro tip with all these bags, always make sure you zip everything, including jackets and stuff, because oftentimes I'll get something and I don't even realize I can't zip. I was loving this 80s vintage dress, particularly because of the purple and the velvets, and I really wanted to get it, but I decided to leave it behind just because it seemed like a more mature style than people that are looking for this type of item would probably be willing to pick up, although I'll be honest with you, I am still trying to decide whether I regret that decision or not. For some reason, I thought this bag looked familiar, so I did a little bit further comps on it. And it's actually not that good, so I'm gonna put it back because it turns out I actually have already gotten this one and looked it up before. So the thing about this bag is that I had already looked it up before. I thought it looked familiar, but when you do comps and you don't filter to pre-owned, it does have a really great sell-through rate, and comps do look good. After I actually filtered down to pre-owned to see what I was going to price this for, I realized that this exact bag had sold for many times for around $25, and just with the elevated cost of goods, I put it back. All right, quick one item thrift haul for you guys. I got this longer length dress. It is a vintage Y2K. I think it's going to be perfect for spring, which my customers have already started buying, so I am getting ahead of that curve. It is Y2K baby doll with some flutter sleeves, and I thought that the colorway was really appropriate for the season that we're moving into. I really wanted to get this, but it's got a mark on it. It is the softest, heaviest duty lamb leather jacket. Sadly, I gotta leave it behind. I saw these LL Bean like long john style pants poking out of the aisle, vintage LL Bean label. Look them up. They actually have a really decent sell-through rate, but they're not selling for much and we're going out of the season, so I left those. Found a pair of interesting Crocs. Crocs is still one of my best selling footwear brands, and these are a men's with a very interesting platform style. I really wanted to get these because I thought it would sell well, but they were slightly priced up and they were super dirty, and my business model is that I don't want to keep picking up things that are dirty, so I said bye. This is a completely new brand to me. I took a look at it because it looked very minimalist, and then after feeling it, I was like, oh, this has got to be something good. Coconut, I think is how you pronounce it. Checking the material tag here, it is a bamboo blend, which I thought it would. Pretty much all bamboo clothing sells well for me. Did a couple of comps, there wasn't much information, but since it was bamboo and cashmere, I'm going to take a risk on this one and hopefully sell it for around $35. Okay, we are on the final stretch. I have not found much today, so we are about to leave. All right, guys, so I definitely did not get hardly anything in there. I think I only ended up spending about $20 and got like 4-ish items, so not a great start, but it is late in the week and it's right after Christmas, so I wouldn't imagine they're putting a whole lot of stuff out today. It's just about trying to get stuff as we are out and while we are in the area. So I'm gonna head to my mom's now and drop that stuff off for my little brother and see what kind of time I have, and then we will go probably to at least one more place, hopefully maybe even 2. All right, first thing I did at this place was sneak on over to a new rack to figure out what the new color was, and I found this vintage Y2K men's Aeropostale hoodie. Aeropostale is not typically a good brand to look for, however in Y2K it is good, especially in these super thick hoodies with the fur lining. I also found this men's EB700 downfill puffer vest and really heavily considered it. However, it was $15, so I'm going back and forth on that. Also found a Marmot women's 700 downfill puffer vest. These can be great things to look for in winter. And yeah, I really love the pricing on this one compared to the last one. Also found a Soft Surroundings velvet embroidered piece, and Soft Surroundings has gone downhill for me. However, in velvet, I'm absolutely going to look at it. And then probably my best find was this Lucky Brand vintage Y2K hoodie. Y2K Lucky Brand stuff has an amazing sell-through rate and comps. I don't know what I'm going to list this one for yet, but I think it is really cool, and purple is an extremely trendy color. I also looked up this Garnet Hill puffer jacket because I thought, okay, it's Garnet Hill, which is a pricey brand. It is a high quality, substantial piece, but surprisingly comps weren't that good. Sell-through rate was really poor, so I ended up leaving that behind. And here is what we ended up with from that store. All right, guys, that went pretty well in there, although I was pretty much stressed the whole time because this is one of those locations where they freak out if you come anywhere near the new racks, and so it was really hard to get over there and like determine what the new color was. And yeah, it's stressful. The employees are not nice in here, even if you're not looking through new racks, so a little stressful. Happy to be out of there, but I did find some good stuff. I definitely think that Y2K Lucky Brand hoodie makes it all worth it. Definitely made the whole trip for me because I haven't found one of those in a while. You guys should check out Lucky Brand Vintage Y2K solds. You would be probably really shocked at how much you might be passing over. That goes for crazy amounts of money. I am going to grab some lunch, and then I am probably going to hit one more thrift store. It's going to be a really late lunch, and I can only hit one more place and get back in the time that I want to. So I'm holding myself accountable to time. So depending on how much time I have left, might be 20 minutes in a store, might be 15 minutes, might be 35, 40 minutes. So we'll have to see how long everything takes. And I'll follow up with you guys at the end of the day to let you know how it went. Okay, in this store I only found a couple of items. So let's go through these real quick. I found this Lands In size 3X new with tags cardigan. Lands In and plus sizes has been performing really well for me. So with that being new with tags, I wanted to get it. Then I also found these pair of leggings, which are Lululemon. They're not going to go for anything crazy, but at least 25 bucks. All right, guys. So as you saw, I only got 2 things in there, so not the best sourcing day. Usually ends up that the days where I know I'm going to be able to like relax and not move quite as hard is usually the days that I decide to film because I do have more time, and so then I usually end up not getting as much. For this half day, I ended up with 18 items with an average sale price of around $35, which is great because that is where I'm aiming to be, between 35 and 40. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.